Hey guys, what's up? Tim Queen here, and today we're going to talk about LinkedIn lead generation agencies and if you should ever hire them for your business. Do they work? What do they do? I'm going to show you exactly behind the scenes what is going on in a LinkedIn lead generation agency so you can save yourself the money. And I'm going to show you some better alternatives that are much more likely to get you high quality leads that turn into actual customers. So what is the LinkedIn lead generation agency? A LinkedIn lead generation agency will typically contact you via cold outreach. You will often find them in the spam folder of your email inbox, or you might get a random connection requests on LinkedIn from a lead generation expert. It's one of those two ways. That's basically the way how they generate their own leads for their business. And what they're going to promise you is they're going to make big promises. They can say maybe they're getting you 30 leads in 30 days. They guarantee you like one new call every single day with a prime quality customer potential lead. And when you sign up with them, they typically will want to sign you up on a contract. Like the smallest version you might get is like a monthly contract. Most will try to push you into like a 6 or 12 month contract, and they will charge you between 300 to 1,500 USD per month per user account. Now, what they do behind the scenes will probably surprise you. So in most cases, they will just ask you for your LinkedIn login information, which is a really big red flag because your LinkedIn account is so precious. It contains your entire network, and just trusting some random person who is reaching out to you via email is really not a good idea. But what would they actually do when they have your login information? They would set up a computer, usually in the cloud. They will then install a LinkedIn automation tool in this cloud computer so it can run 24/7. I'm going to tell you exactly which are the tools and how much they actually pay for that, what they charge you between 300 and 1,500 per month. So you can get them much cheaper if you want to go down that route. They might have a small chat with you. Most of the time they just have their standard script ready and just recommend to just don't even make any adjustments based on your business. And it usually works like this. There is an invitation message, which is something along the lines of like a greeting, hello, good day, whatever, and then the name of the person, and the software will try to extract the first name, usually the first name, from someone's LinkedIn profile and then insert this as a placeholder. So it could be something like if your name is Tim, the software would say, hey, first name, hey, Tim. And then they usually either will say something really generic, like, hey, I would love to connect with you. We are in the same industry, or we have like whatever mutual connections. And the other way is they go right into the pitch, like, hey, if you want to generate leads on LinkedIn, give me a call under this number or send me an email. And then they go straight into pitching. The one which is starting a little bit indirect, like the ones like, hey, I saw we were in the same industry, whatever, would love to connect. They have a follow-up plan. They already have pre-scheduled sometimes 10, 20 messages in advance. So the moment you accept their connection request, you get their first pitch. They immediately send you the message, hey, I would love to give you a free call to discuss how we can help you in your business. This is one of the typical scripts. And then if you ignore that, there are follow-up scripts. Hey, I just wanted to check in. Did you see my messages? I would really love to get on the call. And then they just keep on going and going and going. Like sometimes really 20 messages every second day, every day, depending on how aggressive they put those settings on. So when someone is connecting to you, they're basically getting a barrage of emails. Why is LinkedIn lead generation agencies a really bad idea? Why is this kind of scripting and automated messaging not working? Like, I mean, on paper, it sounds great, and they're usually really compelling when they try to sell you on this idea. But the problem is this. They basically go on LinkedIn with the automation tool and they type in a search. For example, if you are, let's say, a marketing agency specializing in dentists, they might say, hey, do a search in New York for someone who has the job title dentist, and then they will perform this search and they will basically extract all the people in the search results, put them into a list, and then each person will receive this automated message. Now, why is that really bad? Because there is no personalization in your invitation message and in any of the follow-up messages. The way you would normally build a connection with someone you want to have as a potential customer is this. You want to do your research. You want to find some angle, how you can contact them, how you can start a conversation, and then you want to adjust based on back and forth. Like, this is kind of like a game, like what you're playing. But with automation, that's not possible. It has to be a script that works for everyone. That means it has to be super generic. You can't make any reference to anything that you read on their profile. There can't be any references for what you found on their website, anything about their location. It has to be really generic. People already know this type of messages because it's so prevalent on the LinkedIn platform that they can see right through it. So you actually get a really, really low response rate. The number of people accepting your connection request is really low. And the people generally accepting, they usually accept every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So it's really, you're getting like the people who like don't mind connecting with everyone. So you're actually not getting the benefit of connecting to just your target audience who's a bit more picky. Now, why is that important? Because when you are connecting to someone who is an ideal client and usually keeping their network small and selective and only want to connect with people they are actually interested in or they're working with, LinkedIn can actually learn from that and can find similar people to you. That's why you will often see, like, you might know this person, or this person might be interesting to you, or this person might be interesting to you in your connection settings. And that's why LinkedIn is trying to connect you with other similar people. But if you only connect to the people who accept anyone's connection request, there is no pattern. And so LinkedIn can't recommend you to other dentists. Well, on the other hand, if you are manually picking your dentist and you are only connecting to those who are really selective, who they accept as a connection request, then you will actually see that LinkedIn starts to recommend you to more dentists. And then this is how you can organically grow your network on the LinkedIn platform. These automation tools just have a very generic search term, then they scrape off everyone's profile, send a very generic message. If someone is accepting this message, they send pitch after pitch after pitch. And at this point, even the person was like maybe slightly interested. Now you're losing almost everyone with this aggressive pitching of those default messages. People have seen those pitches over and over again, so there's like no mistake. And like most people will say, oh yeah, this is one of those pitches. And then what they usually do is like they either report the message as spam, they disconnect from the person, or report your profile to LinkedIn for spamming. So it's really, really bad. You might end up with a huge network of people that don't have any interest in you, don't have any interest in buying from you, becoming a customer. And then it's a real pain to clean up your network to actually find quality connections. You're also ruining the entire LinkedIn connection algorithm. So LinkedIn is not recommending you the right people anymore. You're burning bridges. You might be able to connect to someone who might have become a customer, but because you were so aggressive, they now no longer consider even the possibility. So you burn bridge after bridge after bridge, and you end up with nothing. And here's a really important thing. LinkedIn doesn't like those tools. They are completely forbidden, and LinkedIn does a lot to combat those tools. Like they have detection mechanisms for all the most popular scripts. So if you're running this in your browser, or if it's running on the LinkedIn lead generation's computer, they will detect those tools, and then they will ban your account for using automation tools. Now, another thing you have to really understand is that those tools have such low response rates. Sometimes you have to send a message to 1,000 people at 1,000 new connections to just get like one sales call. And that's why those scripts usually are quite aggressive. They send out hundreds of messages every day. But this has changed. LinkedIn has recently cut down the number of invitations that you are allowed to send out to 100 per week. Before, sometimes people could send up to 300 messages per day. Imagine this, 300 messages times 7 is 2,100 messages, and now it's cut down to just 100. You can see what this means, like going from 2,100 to 100 invitations. Now it needs 21 times longer to get someone on the phone. That's why it's such a bad idea. The LinkedIn lead generation agencies don't even tell you about this. A lot of them will promise you like to get 1,500 leads per month. And I'm like, this is just not possible. Even if you were sending out 100 messages every week and everyone would accept your connection and everyone would become a customer, it would still mathematically only be 400. It's not possible, but yet still they try to sell you on their big package for 1,500 USD to get you this high number of leads. And you see, this is kind of like their trick. They sign you up for like a 6 or 12 months contract, charge you 1,500 per month, and then they don't deliver any results. You get your account shut down. I had so many people messaging me and telling me that they tried those methods and they got their account locked. Some people lost their account completely. Some people were locked out of LinkedIn for a couple of months. Some had to submit passport information and to verify that they're a real human being. It's really, really dangerous to work with any LinkedIn lead generation agency. And if you understand how they work behind the scenes and why they are so aggressive in trying to sell this to other people, they have huge profit margins. It doesn't cost them anything to run a LinkedIn lead generation agency. Anyone can do it. The scripts are all over the internet. You can just Google them. They are free. Now you can get those LinkedIn automation tools really cheap. Most of them cost between like 10 to 50 US dollars per month. And then they charge you 300 for them or up to 1,500. And they basically don't do anything. They just log into your LinkedIn account, set up this sequence of script, change maybe like a few search parameters, and then they press the start button, and that's it. They don't have to do any further work for the next couple of months. There is nothing has to be changed. Maybe they have to log in or log out of your account maybe a couple of times, but it's basically like it's free money for them. That's why they are so aggressive. That's why they're spamming everyone's email inbox, why so many messages land in spam folder. Is such a great way for them to make money with almost no work required. Now, if you want to try this yourself, just know you're gonna get your account locked down, banned from LinkedIn the same way as the LinkedIn lead generation agency. I'm just gonna name a few tools so you just know where you can get them. Linked Helper is one of the most popular ones, DuckSoup, Phantom Buster, or Expandy, ranging from anywhere between like $10 to $99 per month per user. So if you want to do exactly what the LinkedIn lead generation agencies are doing, but you don't want to pay them and you don't mind getting your account locked or getting banned from LinkedIn, just invest in one of those tools. Google those invitation scripts. They are really, really bad. Like, you cannot do this on autopilot and send thousands of messages out in any form of personalization. If you want to do it, just buy the tools yourself. I really recommend that you stay as far away as possible from any of those LinkedIn lead generation agencies or using those tools, because LinkedIn account is really precious and you don't want to lose access to this if you want to get clients on LinkedIn. Now, what are some of the methods that are actually working? If you have a budget of, let's say, 300 to 1,500 per month, you can just do the legal way that actually LinkedIn is offering LinkedIn message ads and LinkedIn conversation ads. This gives you the opportunity to very selectively target people in much better degree than any of those automation tools possible. And then you can just send them emails. The only difference is you have to pay for the messages. But if you look at how much you have to pay, sometimes like 10 to 20 cents per message, you actually can send out way more than 100 messages per week to new connections, and such can grow your business really, really quickly. So if you want to spend between like 300 to, let's say, 1,500 per month, you can just try LinkedIn message ads. It's a bit more expensive, but at least you're not getting your account shut down and you can actually scale more quickly. If you want to burn 10K per month, that's entirely possible, and you can get much better results than using those automation tools. Now, the last approach that I recommend for anyone, this approach basically costs you nothing except your time and a little bit of thought in developing your strategy. And this is called content marketing on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is the biggest B2B social media network on the world. With over 660 million members, it has some of the biggest decision makers, CEOs, company directors on the platform, and it's quite easy to build a network and to reach out to those. And the best way how we can reach out to them is by creating really good content that is telling them something, sharing some information, sharing knowledge with them that they don't have access yet, or maybe they haven't read about it yet. So if you're creating content on LinkedIn, you can actually get in front of millions of people. Sometimes when your post goes viral, oftentimes a couple of thousand views, just by using the right hashtags and creating quality content that people really appreciate and value in their newsfeed. The way you want to go about this is you want to make sure that you turn on the LinkedIn creator mode. You can check out the link in the pinned comment below and in the description, where I have an article that tells you exactly how you can activate the LinkedIn creator mode on your profile. This will turn your connect button into a follow button. It will also allow you to select up to 5 hashtags that you are writing content about. And the great thing about those 5 hashtags is when you are using those hashtags in your post, people who are interested in those particular hashtags are much more likely to discover your post in their newsfeed organically, because you are a creator and you have handpicked those 5 hashtags for your personal profile. You also get more access to more advanced analytics tool in the coming month. LinkedIn has announced there are going to be big plans for content creators. And if you want to really take advantage of LinkedIn, I really recommend focus on content. If you don't have 10K per month to burn through, focus on creating a really good content strategy, and then create content on a daily basis, at least 3 times per week, and then grow your network with people who are engaging with your posts. And then just personalize your approach. When someone is leaving a comment, start a conversation, look at their LinkedIn profile, check out their website, read a bit about their company profile. And then it's much easier to start a conversation where someone feels actually, yes, this is a real message. It's not someone like sending me a generic pitch. And people really are very responsive. Just you taking the time, doing a bit of research about them, trying to really help them, maybe giving them some tips along the ways, and then like leading up to a phone conversation or a follow-up email, Zoom call, whatever. If you want to learn how to develop a LinkedIn content strategy from scratch, you can check out my LinkedIn Accelerator program. I'm going to put the link down in the description and into the pinned comment below. This is my complete A to Z client interaction system that shows you exactly how to identify the right people, how to build your network by strategically reaching out to different people, how to develop your content strategy, your content pillars, your content strategy, which content types work best, how you can use text posts, video posts, documents in combination to get more views on LinkedIn. And this can really help you to get the most out of LinkedIn with a content strategy that you can take away and use for the rest of your life. It's very inexpensive. I'm going to put the link down in the description. Also check out my free LinkedIn hashtag guide, which is 33 pages long and shows you exactly how to find the right hashtags for your LinkedIn posts to get discovered organically. So I hope you found some value in this. Let me know in the comments if you ever worked with a LinkedIn lead generation agency or if you ever used one of those automation tools. What happened to you? What were your successes or most likely failures? Let me know in the comments. Of course, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, and I see you in the next one. Bye.